I never asked for this.
Welcome back to JKPRising. In today's video, I want to end this negative stigma that is surrounding the devs as to why Mankind Divided was cut so short, as to why there are these people talking about how bad Mankind Divided was compared to Human Revolution or the other Deus Ex games, why there are microtransactions in Mankind Divided, and why unfortunately the series is on hiatus. Mankind Divided was originally going to be a much bigger game, but Square Enix intervened, the publisher, and cut the game up into little pieces, and that's why we have System Rift and A Criminal Past, so there's separate DLCs, which I'm sure are going to be in the original final game. Granted, they don't really connect to the overall story of Mankind Divided, but they should have been in the game regardless. I actually had no idea that there were microtransactions in Mankind Divided until a couple months ago, and I'm like, whoa, I never knew about this because they weren't originally going to be in the game and they're not designed for the game. If you want to get microtransactions in Mankind Divided, you can pay real world money to get praxis kits, but the game Mankind Divided is designed easily around to get praxis kits yourself, either by leveling up or finding it throughout the game. The microtransactions in Mankind Divided literally make no sense, and the game developers did not design the game around microtransactions. I think they were thrown into the game like 2 weeks before the game came out. They just don't work well with the game at all. They don't make sense. They're not supposed to be there, and it was Square Enix's idea to put microtransactions into Mankind Divided. They're so out of place because you can get praxis points so easily. So the idea to have microtransactions in Mankind Divided made absolutely no sense, and the developers made sure not to make them mandatory. I personally thought that Human Revolution was a better overall story than Mankind Divided. It felt more complete, it felt more meaningful and more impactful, and the things you were doing in the game had more weight in my opinion. But I thought Mankind Divided took the gameplay that I thought was great in Human Revolution. Mankind Divided just took the gameplay and made it better like any good sequel should do, and the story was only cut short because once again Square Enix intervened and they wanted to cut the game up into little pieces to make more money off of the series. And unfortunately, publishers seem to know what they want to do in games. They seem to know the best for games, yet it's always usually the opposite. A great example, EA intervened with Dead Space 3, thought a horror game would be much better suited for a cooperative action game. And I'm not trashing on Dead Space 3, but at its core, it's not necessarily a good Dead Space game, and now the series is on a hiatus because EA thought it was a good idea to fuck with the series. Eidos Montreal set up this whole Deus Ex universe that they wanted to expand on, and I can only assume that they were going to have another game right after Mankind Divided come out right away. But now the series is on hiatus because Square Enix wants to dabble in Marvel games because that's more profitable, and well, they're probably right because Marvel is humongous compared to Deus Ex. It's still not okay to fuck over your developer when you thought making changes to a project was the right way, when in fact it wasn't. So basically Square Enix went in saying, hey, let's do this and let's try this out. It didn't work. Oh, so we fucked up, but now we're gonna punish you devs. We're gonna make you stop working on the game you obviously care about, and we're gonna make you work on another fucking game because we think that's better for them. At the end of the day, Square Enix is a business that it's there to make money, and I understand why they want to switch projects, but I cannot understand why they think intervening in a project that they honestly really don't know nothing about compared to the developers that are actually making the game. The publishers are just there to market the game and promote the game. Why do they intervene with the game? This is what happened with Halo 5 Guardians and Dead Space 3. Why do publishers fuck up great games? I don't understand it. Have confidence in your developers that they can develop a game, and then all you gotta do is market that game. It was Square Enix's idea to add microtransactions. They're the one that gave the game an abrupt ending. They're the one that told Eidos to cut the game up into pieces. They're the one that told Eidos to cut the DLC up into little pieces. There is literally no point in being pissed off at the game developers for creating a spectacular game and DLC. And I know Eidos Montreal cares deeply about Deus Ex and deeply about their community. The amount of detail and love and passion, the music, the voice acting, the storytelling, the deep conspiracies, the plot twists are insane for game development. Deus Ex is pure art. It has transitioned from just a video game to art. The developers did not get lazy, guys. And honestly, the publisher is the one who markets the game, and if they disagree, unfortunately, they might get fired and the game might get canned because of it. So it's sad to see that great developers don't really have control over their games, sadly. That's not how game development works, sadly, when you have a publisher like Square Enix. That's it for this video. My name is James of JKPRising. If you guys like Deus Ex, please subscribe to JKPRising. I'll be actively covering Deus Ex content like Deus Ex 5. We have Deus Ex, Invisible War, Human Revolution, Mankind Divided, now the 5th main game, Deus Ex 5, whatever it's going to be called. Hopefully coming out in the near future after these Marvel titles. I want to see Deus Ex come back. I'm just a fan. I'm just the guy that loves Human Revolution, loves Mankind Divided. I'm a big fan of this universe. universe. I love its storytelling, the music. I'm just a fan that wants to see Deus Ex come back, so I will be continuing to follow this franchise. I will be making videos about Deus Ex 5 and this franchise, so feel free to stick around to JKPRising. I also upload videos about Metroid Prime, like Metroid Prime 4, Dead Space, like Dead Space 4, BIOSHOCK, like BIOSHOCK 4, Halo, and other stuff occasionally. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for some more Deus Ex and Deus Ex 5 discussion videos here on JKPRising. Peace.